Hey everyone, Nurse Courtney here at MediSpa Maui. I'm sitting with Bree, a patient of mine in her 30s. I'm going to just talk about the difference between neuromodulators and fillers. Neuromodulators include Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin. And your fillers are your hyaluronic acid such as Juvederm, and there's quite a bit in the Juvederm family. There's Voluma, Velour, Volbella, Juvederm, Juvederm Ultra Plus, and then there's Restylane. Restylane Silk, Lift, Refine, and Define are the newest ones. They all do different things, get injected in different areas, so it's important to just come in for a consult. So I'm just briefly going to explain the difference between the two. If we're talking about neuromodulators such as Botox, we use it to soften lines made from when the muscles contract. So common areas are the frown, forehead, and squints, and it temporarily blocks the communication between the nerve and the muscle, preventing the muscles to contract. That constant contraction over time can cause resting lines, and that usually bothers people. But it usually bothers people a little too late when they're already in place. So with Bree here, she's in her 30s. She really doesn't have any lines there at rest, but when she makes motion, when she animates, you can see. I'm gonna have you contract your brows, so frown for me. So she really isn't that strong, she's lucky, and lift your eyebrows up. And this is the area that bugs her the most. So this is kind of what I'm gonna target, but I'm also gonna treat in here because treating in the frown spreads and lifts the brow. And if I just treat in the forehead, it might look a little funny, or she might start making this kind of motion more. So if you do a light dose all around, it really helps balance. It can lift the brow, and treating around the eyes can kind of open up the eye and lift the lateral side of the brow. So for fillers is going to replace volume. And we start losing volume at around 28 years old. That's an estimate, so anywhere 26 to 30. And the most volume we lose is kind of in the cheek. We kind of lose that upper face support. So a lot of times I have patients coming in here complaining of the nasolabial folds or the under eye area. And most of the time it's due to kind of that early signs of aging, which is the lack of volume and support in the upper face. So that would be my go-to. So she came in today kind of complaining of looking tired all the time. Her main focus is kind of this under eye area. So you can place filler under there, but as you can see, she's kind of lost a little volume right here. Fat pads have separated, and a little volume and lift in the lateral cheek too. So just kind of pulling that up, you can already see how it might be able to improve that under eye area. Less is more in the under eye area. I tend to go very light. The tissue's very thin, and you can run into issues with over-treating. So the key is to under-treat the area. So filler is going to replace volume, usually in the upper face. Common area nowadays is enhancing the lip, and there are so many different products you can put in the lips. So I usually have people kind of lip shop, bring in a photo, maybe go on my Instagram and kind of look at my before and afters, because I do a lot of Juvederm products, but there's different ones. One is going to be more plumping than another. Or depending on the size you want, can take multiple syringes.